I'm embarrassing myself. Hey guys, no surprise here, I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man so much. And The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is coming out, both the game and the movie, both of which I'm very excited for, so I decided, let's talk about Spider-Man games. Alright, so this is gonna be one of those videos where it's like, I tell you some of my favorites, and then you tell me yours in the comments. So, let's get right into it. First and foremost, Maximum Carnage. It was awesome. This is probably the most old school Spider-Man game that was my absolute favorite, and the fact that Carnage was in it and Venom is amazing. That was like my first real experience with the characters other than seeing them in the cartoon or in the comic, and it was really something special. And not to mention the music. The music was some of the best classic video game music ever. I recently looked up a lot of it and I was blown away with how much I remembered and how much of it was so damn catchy. So if you haven't, I definitely recommend YouTubing some of those songs because they're really, really good. Another one we have to get out of the way is Spider-Man 2, based off of the movie, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Spider-Man 2, the game, is a given. It was one of the best because of the swinging. It nailed the real experience of Spider-Man and it was fucking sweet. It was a real physics-based swinging simulator game. Like there's plane simulators, there's farming simulators. Spider-Man 2 was a Spider-Man simulator. And unfortunately, many games after it tried to replicate it and never kind of reached the heights of Spider-Man 2. And not just the swinging, let's talk about the rest of the game. Incredibly creative and varied missions, like there was all this crazy stuff with Mysterio, and you go to like do all his crazy missions indoors, and then you swing across to the Statue of Liberty that is taken over by Mysterio. A lot of really creative stuff in a game based on a movie. It's probably still one of the better movie-based games that we've seen. Not to mention a comic book movie hero game. And then some honorable mentions connected to that. The first game based on the first Spider-Man movie was pretty good as well. Even though you couldn't swing around and some of it was really hokey and it was kind of caught up in the whole movie-based game, I remember having a lot of fun with it. Also, Ultimate Spider-Man, which I will admit, guys, I did not completely play that game. I do remember playing some of it. Playing as Venom, playing as Spider-Man, the visuals were absolutely fantastic, and the fact that it did pick up the swinging from Spider-Man 2 for the most part, I think it was awesome. That's one I definitely like to go back and replay soon. There's just so many good Spider-Man games. Like, I keep thinking about it and I'm freaking out. The old ones on PlayStation 1, Enter Electro, those ones developed by Neversoft, fantastic games, a lot of fun, definitely worth picking up and playing again if you're into like buying old games and replaying them. I certainly am. My friend told me about it, so I went out and I bought Enter Electro, and I've been replaying it on PlayStation 1, and it is such a blast. It's definitely old, it's definitely showing its wear, but I'm having so much fun because it's Spider-Man. And here's one that's a bit of a doozy, but it's one of my favorites, Spider-Man Web of Shadows. Fuck you. A lot of people think this is like the worst game ever made, but I don't know, something about it I really like. And the more I talked about it on Twitter and Facebook and on forums and stuff with people, the more it turns out that this is a hidden gem, and there are a lot of people out there that really like this one, despite it getting universally bashed by critics and bashed by a lot of fans. I really kind of liked it. It did have swinging that was kind of okay. It did have an open world New York City that was kind of okay, if a little craptastic, but there was just something about the game with what it tried to do with the Marvel Universe and all these characters, like a Wolverine. They take Wolverine and they give him the Venom symbiote. Like, holy shit. There was also some really incredible aerial combat. This is one of the only Spider-Man games for me that really nailed the outdoor, in the air combat. You could chain together multiple combos while you're in the air pounding someone. When you're fighting Vulture high above New York City, all you have is you're free falling, but you can keep pulling yourself up to him and comboing the shit out of him. And that was really impressive from a gameplay perspective. A lot of it was a little button mashy, but it is still memorable for that. There really are a lot of Spider-Man games for classic systems and current systems, and you know, the ones by Beanox, Shattered Time, Edge of Dimension, whatever. Why did I just forget what those were called? Wow. But anyway, guys, let's talk about your favorites in the comments below. I want to hear your favorite Spider-Man games. Amazing Spider-Man 2, the movie and the game are upon us, and I'm going to be reviewing them both, so be sure to check back for that. But for now, let's converse in the comments about your favorite Spider-Man games. I can't wait to hear what you guys are into. And I know that sounds totally disingenuous. I really do want to hear what your favorite Spider-Man games are. Seriously, tell me. And let me know if you like the game based on Spider-Man 3, the movie. As much as the movie was bad, some people like the game. I thought it was a little crappy, but it had its moments, so let me know what you think. But that's about it for me, guys. So as always, I'm Jake Baldino. You can like me on Facebook, you can yell at me on Twitter, and you can subscribe because video games.